Hello, teacher. I continue with the chapter 4.
The Rise of Chapter 4 The Rise of Reggae. When Bob came back to Kingston, Bunny and Tosh were still making music as the Wailers. Rita was waiting for Bob, and she had lots to tell him. In April 1966, making music of the religious movement to get the Emperor of the
When Bob came back to Kingston, Bonnie and Tosh were still making music at the Wailers. Rita was waiting for Bob and she had lots to tell him. In April the 1966, Silas and the Emperor of the African countries of Ethiopia had visited Jamaica.
African country of Ethiopia had visited Jamaica. Selassie believed that all the black people of Africa should come together.
Selassie believed that all the black people of Africa should come together.
But for some people in Jamaica, Selassie was much more than just a political leader. He was the living God of the religious movement Rastafari.
But for some people in Jamaica, Realizes was much more than that, just a political leader. He was the living God of the religious movement Rastafari.
There were many Rastas in Trenchtown, and Bob had spent time with them before he left for the US.
There were many Rastas in Trenchtown, and Bob had spent time with them before he left for the US.
The ideas of the movement were attractive to him. As a child
The idea of the movement they were attractive to him.
Of mixed race, Bob,
as a child of mixed race,
had never felt at home in either world, black or white.
Bob had never left a home in either world, black or white.
A central belief of Rastafari was that no black people outside Africa were at home.
A central belief of Rastafari was that no black people outside Africa were at home.
It is hard to say if Bob called himself a Rasta before he went to the US.
It is hard to say if Bob called himself a Rasta before he went to the US.
Certainly, he had begun to explore the ideas of the movement and its way of life.
Certainly, they had begun to explore the idea of the movement and this way of life.
After Selassie's visit, Rita became a strong believer in the Rastafari movement. And from this time, Bob's music also showed the growing importance of his Rastafarian beliefs.
After Realizes visit, Rita became a strong believer in the Rastafari movement and from this time, but musical also showed the growing importance of the Rastafari belief.
The message that all people should live together in peace was always there in the words of his songs.
The mention that all people should live together in peace was always there in the words of these songs.
When he arrived back from the US, Bob could finally start his own record company.
When I've arrived back from the US, Bob called the family to start in this record company.
It was called Wail and Solemn, and was named after the two bands, the Wailers and the Soulettes.
It was called Wailing in the Psalm and was named after the two bands, the Wailers and the Soulettes.
Musical tastes in Jamaica were changing. Now, instead of ska,
musical tastes in Jamaica were changing.
The slower dance style of rocksteady was more popular.
Musical tastes in America now, this time of ska, the slower dance style of rocksteady was more popular.
The Wailers' first new record, Bend Down Low, was in this style.
The Wailers' first new record, Bend Down Low, was in this style.
Radio stations did not play the record much at first, but the band took records to dance halls themselves on bicycles.
Radio would not play record much of first, but the band logo records to dance halls, similar to bicycles.
The plan was a success, and the song was a hit.
¿Qué? ¿A dónde? Ya estoy haciendo mi cosa.
¿Te venís de regreso con tu mamá?
Bye. No.
Te quedas sin luz.
Yes.
¿No te da miedo?
¿Dónde van a ir, pues? ¿Ahorita?
Sí, es que ya van a pasar tu mamá a traerlo.
No.
O sea, de chico.
La gran pucha que escuchas así.
¿Querés?
No, dije que hay que terminar esto hoy. Así mañana termino lo demás.
Pues chavacos, ya.
Pero me dejan la luz encendida.
Vale. Ya.
Ah, qué lucesota, casi me quedo ciego. Ah, mucha, creo que me van a asustar como 5 veces hoy. Apenas son las 5:30.
The band
The band
continued to be
continued
very
to be
popular
very
in
popular in
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Ay, ¿cómo a qué hora va a volver la luz? A ver. Se fue la luz en todo el bar. Yo tengo que hacer mi tarea ahorita a las 8.
In
In
October
October
1960,
1960,
The Wailers' first new record Bend Down Loud was in the style. Radio station did not play the record much at first, but the band take a record the dance had bounce of best bicycles. The plan was a success and the song was a hit. The band continued to be very popular in Jamaica. In October in 1966, their song Stir It Up was another hit.
67,
67,
their song
their song
Stir It
Stir
Up
It Up
was
was
another
another
hit.
hit.
However,
However,
money was still
money
a
was still a
problem for the
problem for the
band.
band.
Money was still a problem for the band.
With a
With a
child for
child
Rita
for
and Bob
Rita
on the
and Bob on the
way,
way,
With a chill for Rita and Bob on the
the
way,
Wailers
the
left
Wailers left
Trenchtown
Trenchtown
and moved to St.
moved to St.
Anne.
Anne.
the Weathers left Trenchtown and moved to St. Anne.
The plan was
The
to
plan was
save
to save
money and
money
live a
and live a
simple life
simple
by
life by
working on the
working on the
land.
land.
The plan was to save money and live a simple life with working on the land.
For a
For a
while,
while,
Bob and
while,
Bunny
Bob
were
and Bunny
happy to
were
be
happy to
back in
be
the
back in the
country.
country.
Bob and Bunny were happy to be back in the country.
Peter
Peter
Tosh found it
Tosh found it
harder.
harder.
Peter Tosh found it harder.
He was
He was
certainly not
certainly
a
not
country
a
boy.
country boy.
He was certainly not a country boy.
He missed
He
having a
missed having a
TV
TV
and an
and an
electric light
electric
to read
light to
by.
read by.
He missed having a TV and the electric light to ready be. Ah, sí. Aquí como hasta las 12 de la noche. Chao. Mira, mira, pues vos, a mí no me estés, no me cerré la puerta. No, la gran, no, no.
Tengo un consejo para el José. No, vete.
¿Qué?
Así de José. Muchacho, y te necesitas alerta que no te jalen los
No,
patos.
andate de acá.
Y que no te llame la llorona.
No, tu madre, lárgase mejor.
José, mira.
No me cerré la puerta.
Pero mira.
No.
No le voy a cerrar.
No cerré.
Hacer algo. Mira. No le voy a cerrar.
La gran puchica Valentina.
Vita carnis.
Nah, tu madre Valentina. Abre. Pon el tubo ese. Pon esa cosa. Sí, eso. Dios pues.
Ya.
Chao. Ah, sí.
Rita also
Rita
missed
also missed Keith.
Se va a acabar la luz de la computadora, vamos.
Ay, sí, es cierto. La verdad.
¿Qué te vas a quedar?
Porque tengo que terminar esto.
Mamá, que no, se haga la computadora, lo que está
Paz.
Ahí está, ya hay luz.
Lo voy a cargar entonces.
¿Con qué?
Con la luz del sol. ¿Quién me presta su teléfono esta noche?
¿Nel?
Dame tu tablet mejor.
Esa tiene 10 de carga.
Va.
Está peor.
Me lo comes.
Vamos, pues.
Es que no, pobre. Ah, dame esa cosa. Kimpton and did not want to have the review from the city.
¿Y qué es el gallo, José?
No, ese gallo me lo voy a comer.
Vamos.
No puedo.
Wow.
Dios.
Espérate, la gran puchita.
Te aparecieron a la
No, no.
y te va a hacer,
Ya, ya.
y te va a hacer,
Están llamando, date acá.
te van a
Go,
comer.
go, Claro, claro. No, era un cagador que tenía la cara ahí. Ah, sí, yo. Es que el mío lo perdí mucho. Muchachos, ¿dónde está la Nintendo?
Aquí,
¿Aquí dónde?
te traigo.
Ay, mi rollo de bomba. Muchachos, ¿dónde está ya? La linterna. Ah, sí, gracias. ¿Qué rollo, qué rollo, hija? Negro, blanco. Quiera, que se le vaya menos. De raro. De gabacho. Pero. Yugo. Pero, también de lente.
Continuous.
Kingston and did not want to have her baby away from the city. The Whalers moved back to Kingston, and Bob and Rita's daughter, Cedella, named after Bob's mother, was born on August the 23rd, 1967. The following
The Whalers moved back to the kingdom of Bob and Rita Daughter Cedella, names of the foremother, was born on the August of the 13th in 1966.
year, the couple had their first son.
The following years, the couple had their first
His
son.
name was David,
His name was
but they
David,
called him Ziggy.
but they called him Tiggy.
Around this time,
Around this
the
time,
Whalers were looking for a new producer, and they found someone who made a big difference to their music.
the Whalers were looking for a new producers, and they found someone who made a big difference to their music.
Lee Scratch Perry had once worked for Coxon,
Lee Strange Perry had once worked for Coxon,
but he left to start his own record company,
But he left to start his own record company, Upsetter.
Scratch had a group of musicians who he always worked with.
Scratch had a group of music who he always worked with.
The Barrett brothers were an important part of this group. Aston,
His Barrett brothers were an important part of the group.
family man Barrett, played bass guitar, and his brother Carly played drums.
Rest of family man Barrett played bass guitar and his brother Carly played drums.
With Scratch producing and the Barrett brothers playing,
With Scratch producing and the Barrett brothers
the
playing,
Whalers had begun to find a new sound in their music. This sound was reggae.
the Whalers had begun to find a new sound to their music. The sound was reggae. Thank you teachers for listening and the next video. Thank you so much and goodbye.